Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Venice. My name is Serena Canarelli, and I currently am a member of our Board of Trustees and one of the worship associates for today's service. The service will celebrate the Jewish holiday, Rosh Hashanah, together with, you haven't sounded it yet, I think, together with Laura Marcusa, who sounded the shofar, which, yeah, we were supposed to do that first. Okay. Together with Laura Marcusa, who will sound the shofar, which traditionally signifies the start of the high holiday season, and our interim minister, Reverend Amy Petrie Shaw, who has put together a service that highlights the beauty of this holiday to share with all of you here today. Unitarian Universalist congregations are very special places. Here you will find no creed of dogma or doctrine that you must subscribe to. As stated in our mission statement, we are a welcoming, caring community for those seeking spiritual growth, meaning in life, and pursuing justice for all. All are welcome here who walk through our doors. You are free here to find, explore, and walk on your own spiritual path. What we share here is a commitment to community. While we use the wisdom and teaching of all the world's great religions as resources, we have our own 7 principles to abide by. And does everybody remember our bookmark? Because on one side is all of our 7 principles. And on the other side are the resources that we tend to draw from. If you'd like to know more about this congregation and its many opportunities for learning and growth and connection, you can peruse our calendar and announcements on our Facebook page or our webpage at ucov.org. Our monthly newsletter connection is available also on our website. Do we have any visitors here today for the first time? I know anyone? No one's here for the first time. I know we have a few people who were here for the first time last week, and they have come back, so thank you. We love to see you and welcome. Let's see, do we have any Northerners who have returned? I know Donna Jewett is back. Yay, Donna. And who is it? Donna, is that you, Donna Schaefer? Welcome. And Paula and Steve, welcome back. Great. Okay. I'm going to just go right to the announcements now. We have a few. And thank you, Jackie Whitus, for your wonderful work. Everybody have one of these, please. Many of us in our community have been very busy working on projects, starting with the focus groups that have been happening for strategic planning. We'll be rolling out some specific timeframes and tasks for our settled minister search, and some teams and our minister have very specific events coming up that I would like to share with you. First of all, I have to announce that Meatless Monday is canceled, even though Donna is back. It's canceled for October, and will return on Monday, November 7th at 5 p.m. Sign-up sheets will be on the lanai next month, and you can see Donna Jewett or Jean Cybers for more information. Next Sunday, we have a pretty big event coming up here. In our sanctuary, our community forum team, led by Mr. Richard Canarelli, is hosting a program titled Florida's New Election Law, Voter Support or Voter Suppression. There'll be a presentation by none other than Ron Turner, the supervisor of elections in Sarasota County. There will be 3 other panelists who will be providing their perspectives, one representing the Sarasota Republican Party, another representing the African American community, and another one representing the League of Women Voters. So that will occur here in the sanctuary, 4 o'clock next Sunday. That said, we had also scheduled, or we said that we were having a congregational conversation the first Sunday of every month. Well, we can't have it next Sunday because otherwise you'd have to have the congregational conversation, try to get some food in you, and then come back for the 4 o'clock forum. So we're changing the date of the next congregational conversation, Q&A as we call it, to this second Sunday in October, October 9th. The social justice team under Barbara Buring is requesting, if you are interested, to sign up for the Venice Pride Day that will occur on November 12th in Centennial Park from 11 to 4. Volunteers are needed to staff our UCOV table there, so please be generous with your time and see Barbara on the lanai to sign up. Building Your Own Theology is a class being offered by Reverend Amy starting on November 1st through December 20th in Waters Hall, and it will be available on Zoom, 2 o'clock. Sign up with Reverend Amy or Kathy Avery by October 28th. And stay tuned for another announcement about another class that Reverend Amy will be teaching. If you want to learn how to do commercials, there was a commercial that was done by her with the fuzzy man dancing that talked about UCOV, if you've seen that, and she can teach you how to do that for yourself or for other teams that want to spread the word about UCOV. Well, rumor has it that there will be opportunities for you to share your talents. So if you do play a musical instrument, and even if you haven't played it for a long time, please contact either Kathy Avery or Reverend Amy. Our prelude begins. Lisa.
We light our chalice today with words both new and old. Blessed is the match consumed in kindling flame. Blessed is the flame that burns in heart's secret places. Blessed is the heart with strength to stop its beating for honor's sake. Blessed is the match consumed in kindling flame. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel yom tov. The English translation of this beautiful sentence is, "Blessed are you, our God, ruler of the world, who sanctifies us with mitzvot and calls upon us to kindle the lights of the festival day."
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Reverend Amy Petrie Shaw. My pronouns are they or she, and we're gathered here today on land that is the traditional territory of the indigenous Calusa people. And today we're celebrating Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year. Listen to these wonderful words as we start our time here together today. Shout for joy to the Lord, all the earth. Burst into jubilant song with music. Make music to the Lord with the harp and the sound of singing, with trumpets and the blast of the ram's horn. Shout for joy and come, let us worship here together. Rosh Hashanah is a joyful holiday, and as you use it, reminds us to take joy in the world. We're going to start with our gathering hymn, number 361, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. We're doing verses 1, 4, and 5. So let's be joyful. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Don't be afraid of some change. Don't be afraid of some change. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. We did pretty well on that one. Today's a special day. For all of you who are littler people who are here with us or who are watching on YouTube, it's a Jewish holiday called Rosh Hashanah. It's the New Year. So I'm sure some of you know that we normally in America celebrate the New Year on what day?
December 31st.
That's right. December 31st to January 1. So it sounds kind of strange to have another New Year, but think about it like the first day of school. For Jewish people, this day starts a special group of 10 days called the High Holidays, or the Days of Awe. It's the most important time of the year. It celebrates the day that the first people, in Jewish stories, the first people, Adam and Eve, were born or created by the God in the Bible. So to celebrate that, we take this day and we say it's the day that the New Year starts, when all the good and the bad things we did in the past year are done. It's kind of nice to have all the bad things you did in the past year be over with. But it's sort of like when you finish up at school and you don't have your report card yet. You know it's over, but you don't know how you did yet. So today's a day we celebrate and we make noise and we dance and we sing because the year is starting over. But it's also a day that we think about how our year went and did we do good things when we had a chance. And one of the things we say to people in Rosh Hashanah is Lashana Tova, which means for a good and sweet year, which really means I hope you have a good year, that the year is kind to you. So think about that today. Happy New Year. And please help me send the children to their class with the Reeb Children's Benediction. Giving is a sacred practice, and I remind everybody every week that when you give to your church, you're giving to yourself. And our offering words are offered with levity because giving should always happen with a smile. One fine day, a UU minister and her two friends, Louise and Wilma, decided to all go fishing. They managed to get to the water, and off they go, and an hour later, Louise says, "I forgot the food." She steps right off the boat, walks on the water over to the shore, gets the picnic basket, walks on the water all the way back, and gets back in the boat. While they're eating, the UU minister thinks, "Wow, how did she do that?" Right about then, Wilma says, "Oh my gosh, I forgot the drinks." She steps right off the boat and walks across the water. She gets the drinks and walks back. The UU minister doesn't know what's going on. Here she is, a minister, and her friends are walking on water. Well, surely she can do it too. A minute later, she realized she had forgotten her sunglasses. And they were on the shore, and if they can do it, I can do it, she thought. Wilma and Lois watched as the minister stepped boldly over the left side of the boat and sank without a trace. After a moment of watching the bubbles, Louise said quietly, "You know, maybe we should have told her about the rocks." Because all of us sink without a firm foundation under us, the morning offering will now be given and gratefully received. Thank you all so much for these gifts and for everything you do for your church. Because church is all about what we do for each other. Church is not a building, but a community. Community of human hands and human hearts coming together to share laughter and tears and to bear witness and to minister to one another as we struggle with life's sorrow and celebrate life's joys. We're entering into a time of sharing our joys and concerns, and you can raise a hand and someone will bring you a microphone. Please share only with permission. So Serena, I'm going to ask if you will do the microphone walk for us. And if anyone has a joy or a concern, to your left. Please raise your hand if you have anything to share. Ooh, we got a couple.
I'll stand up. Hi, I'm Donna Jewett. I'm actually so delighted to be back with everyone. I was gone for a month. I went to see family and friends. I went to my 60th high school reunion. I went to weddings. I had every 3 days I was staying with someone new. And I'm going to do this every year because it's so much fun. But it's so lovely to be back with my friends here. And I feel like you're all my family, too. Thank you.
Hello, it's Eileen Leapley. I have a concern, and it's about the possible upcoming storm. I got a phone call when I was out at the welcome table from our dear friend Marianne Kerner, and she kind of put it in my head that maybe I should be thinking about this, but maybe we all should, because Marianne said that she and Richard are, where they live, they are not hurricane-proof, and they might even have to evacuate, and she's understandably concerned. Richard's on oxygen, and if anybody knows of a place that they could stay for a couple of days in case the hurricane does come through, just give me a call. Hopefully it won't be necessary, but this is something that we really probably should be thinking of more. But I just wanted to put that out there, and let's all hope that we are safe. Fingers crossed.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Palmer Merkel, and I just want to say we're glad to be back in Venice. We came early because we sold our house, and we're building a new one, and that won't be ready until December 15th. So that's why we're here early. I have some sorrows. Steve and I were in a bad car accident, and I want to tell you, the UU people that from our church up there came in and packed us up, and they were so wonderful. So, and also my sorrow is that
I think the sorrow is that my sister died, and really close to me, and she had, I think I'm taking too much time, aren't I? Okay, she had chronic leukemia, but then it turned into lymphoma, so she died within 2 months. So that was a great sorrow for us, but it's great to be back with you guys. Thank you.
I'm sorry to hear that, both of you. Anyone else? Yes, sir.
My name is Buddy Andrews, and basically I'm an environmentalist, so I urge you, that if you haven't read the paper this morning, please do so. It's all about the coming crisis as far as weather is concerned. Tremendous concerns on this, but I have a cure for it. Friday at 2 o'clock, you're going to hear the greatest jazz musician. So any depression that you carry over till, if you carry it over till Friday, please show up. He's the greatest show you'll ever hear.
I can vouch for that. He's terrific.
I'm Rosalie Danbury, and I have some joys and some sorrows that so many people are suffering from this hurricane and from the results of the climate crisis. One of my joys is that my whole family could not find my brother, Paul John, to congratulate him on his birthday. Nobody knew where he was. Just this weekend, I got a call, And I found out that his wife's daughter had been concerned, had driven from Denver down to Phoenix and found them, her mother who was quite sick, and my brother whose pacemaker had made him very poorly. And she brought them back to Denver to be with her. And missing a sibling for so long was very concerning. And I will be celebrating almost 84 years on Tuesday. Even if a hurricane hits, I will still be celebrating it. I will have a birthday.
I'll be celebrating with you on Wednesday. It's my birthday.
Thank you. For people that aren't on social media, I wanted to say that I'm getting a pacemaker, and I hope my outcomes are better. But I've received messages of support from all sorts of people within the church, and I want to say I personally appreciate them. Thank you.
Good to see you, Richard. Anyone else?
I've got a joy that y'all need to know about. Within the last 3 weeks, counting today, we'll have gained 2 new members. So, yay. May the love of this community hold everyone who needs love and concern. May the light of our community shine on the broken places of the world. May the work of our hands and our hearts support, aid, and comfort all those who hunger or thirst for food or water, justice or freedom. May we never look away when we're needed. May those who are grieving be comforted. May those who are tired find rest. May the broken places be healed. And may those who are filled with joy and laughter be abundant.
The Shehecheyanu blessing is a Jewish prayer said to celebrate special occasions. It expresses thanks to God for new and unusual experiences or possessions. The blessing is recorded in the Talmud and has been recited for over 1,500 years. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shehecheyanu v'kiyamanu v'higiyanu lazman hazeh. In English, the words are, praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, for giving us life, for sustaining us, and for enabling us to reach this season.
The first reading today is Hashi'ivenu. Hashi'ivenu. Return Us by Kohenet Ilana Joy Strait. Return us to ourselves. Return us to each other. Return us to the earth. Return us to our land, the land beneath our feet. Return us to this moment, remembering that we know. Return us to our rhythms. Return us to our drums. Return us to our sleep in the middle of the night. Return us to our deepest desires, our shared loves, our clear visions. Return us to our bodies, to our breath, to breathing easily. Return us to knowing how beautiful we are. Return us to ourselves and return us to each other. Return us to our good questions, our bare feet, our brilliant minds, our singing voices. Return us to falling in love with ourselves and each other. Return us to our shrines and to our shrine keeping. Return us to our places of peacemaking. Return us to trusting each other and ourselves. Turn us, and we will dance and be held and behold that we are whole and be in harmony with you. Return us, keep turning us, for everything is within us, for Torah will keep coming out of us. For sweetness is within us and longs to return to you.
Holding those words in mind, please join me for 1 minute of silent meditation, thought, or prayer.
Thank you, Lisa. Our second reading today, Place Yourself, Unetane Tokif, by Tricia Arlen, translated from the original Hebrew. Place yourself in front of the fear. You will be judged. You will die. Place yourself in the center of the universe. You earned that spot simply by existing. Place yourself under obligation to God, however you understand or don't understand God. Place yourself on the path of holiness and joy and truth. Bless and be blessed by the place where we find ourselves. Remember what you did wrong. Remember what you did right. Remember those who came before you. Remember that you are responsible for those who come after you. Remember your history. Remember Torah. Bless and be blessed by God the Father, remembering us. Declare yourself, because the truly evil are already condemned. The truly good are already blessed. And then there's the rest of us. It is said that on Rosh Hashanah, God decides your fate, life or death. And the 10 days until Yom Kippur are your opportunity to change God's mind. So don't blow it. This is a powerful day, a fantastic opportunity. Declare yourself for holiness and joy and truth. Bless and be blessed by God the Mother, listening. Now we declare, and as a congregation, we proclaim, let the holiness rise up. On Rosh Hashanah, it is written. On Yom Kippur, it is sealed. And let us declare together, we understand nothing. All that is physical ends. We die. But not today, except sometimes today. We fret about the past, we worry about the future, and forget to live where we are now. And then we die. We understand nothing. But these things restore us to our place. When we return to our true selves, when we stop time in holy conversation, when we transcend self, and that's when God decrees, bless and be blessing, best blessed by breathing mindfulness. The day is holy. Listen to the shofar as it announces, awesome and sacred is this sweet day. The world is filled with the divine. We are surrounded. Hear us, know us, love us, enjoy us, remember us, rouse us, forgive us, inspire us. Bless and be blessed by Elohim, the Creator, the created, creating. We place ourselves in front of fear on the path of holiness and joy and truth. Amen. Okay, Laura, you did well. We are going to see, please remain seated for this video by the Mayan Band Shalom Aleichem. The lyrics are from the 16th century Kabbalahs of Savad, and the music was written by Israel Goldfarb in 1918. It's beautiful.
התחנה הבאה, חיפה מרכז השמונה.
They're both on YouTube.
Yeah, they're both on YouTube, so you can go to YouTube. I'll get the links out by later today so you can hear them. And do we have the links in the order service you put out, by any chance?
Yes. The links.
On the one Jackie put out, the blue sheet.
Oh, I think they're not there. No.
Okay.
No.
I'll make sure we get them out later today. Wouldn't be church if something didn't blow up and fall over and sink into the swamp. New Year's Day makes a lot of us think about things like party hats and having things to drink and staying up way too late. No wonder I have to atone if I'm partying for 10 days, right? According to Jewish lore, as I said in the children's chapel, this is the day the first people were created. But more importantly, it's the day they first exercised free will in working toward humanity's role in the greater world. New Year, the day when we're created, but the day when we begin to create, the day when we begin to make choices. It's a good place to start a celebration. But there's a reason that the New Year, Rosh Hashanah, and the Day of Atonement, Yom Kippur, there's a reason that they come together. Rosh Hashanah is the day the decree is written, and Yom Kippur is the day that it's sealed. That sounds impressive and murky and vaguely terrifying. I can tell you now, when I was in 4th grade, when I was a kid, I had a terrible year. I hated my teacher. The classroom smelled like socks and cheese. And for the first time in my entire existence, I stopped doing my homework, just so I'd have something to do in class the next day. And at the end of that year, I walked out, and when I woke up the next morning, it was over. It was over. I wasn't sure how I had done, and I wouldn't get my report card for a week or two, but no matter what, it was finished, and there was no changing it. And this huge weight came off of my shoulders. The other shoe dropped. It was done. It was written. I'd hit my own personal Rosh Hashanah. The new year is a time that we can sit back and take a breath. It's a time we can say that for all of the good and all of the bad, everything I created and everything I destroyed, in every moment I was human. I was human in all my frailty and all my glory. I was the best I could be. And the year's done. Even in the midst of all the things that make up our days, this is the time to draw a line between what has happened and what is going to happen. And to be glad with every fiber of your being, because a new chapter is happening. All the possibilities are open again. There is a horrible, at first glance, prayer which is read on Rosh Hashanah, and it goes like this. On Rosh Hashanah the decree is written, and on Yom Kippur it's sealed, who will live and who will die, who in their time and who before their time, by fire and by water, by earthquake and plague, who will be torn and who will be whole, who will wander and who will have peace. And some people hate this prayer. They hate it so badly they get up and walk out of synagogue every year while it's read, so they don't have to listen to it. Why? Well, because they've known pain. They've known pain and heartache and addiction and screw-ups. And some people think this prayer means that it was all sent by God as some kind of punishment or judgment, some kind of decision on some kind of God's part to righteously smite the stuffing out of everybody. And they leave because they think that they somehow deserved this judgment. They've been judged, they've been found wanting, but this prayer isn't about not being good enough. It isn't about getting struck down. For each of the questions it asks, the answer is the same, and the answer is me. I'll die when it's my time, and it'll be too soon. If not for me, then for my friends or my family. Fire and water and earthquake and plague, they're with us every day of our lives. We're getting ready to get hit by the water this week. We get angry, we cry, we break things, we get sick, we screw up. We have horrible words with our families. They have horrible words with us. We make social gaffes. We embarrass ourselves. We get burned and we learn better. We half drown ourselves. We learn how to swim. We get buried alive under the weight of our world, and we learn how to shovel and shove and get torn up and healed and lost, and we find our way again. This is important to us as Unitarian Universalist. Judaism is in our fabric of our faith. We own this too. This idea that we get knocked down, we get back up again. We get to start again. On Rosh Hashanah, the decree is written. This prayer isn't gloomy guesswork about what's happening. It's about me and you, the truth of existence. So let's try reading it another way. On Rosh Hashanah, the facts of my existence are recognized, and on Yom Kippur are sealed. I will live and I will die at the right time and before my time. I'll be torn and I may achieve wholeness. I'll wander and I might yet find peace. This is the day to celebrate our amazing and beautiful and terrible vulnerability. The fact that though we end or can be ended, we exist, and every day we create. Every day we matter. With our transient and fragile little lives, we matter. We don't get to decide when we're born. We have only about this much control over when we die. Whole or broken, sick or healthy, able-bodied or challenged by our very skin, we invest in our own lives and the lives of others anyway. How amazing. Day after day, we work for the things we find valuable, often not noticing how precious we ourselves are. But on this day, it's written. And it doesn't matter who writes it. It doesn't matter if there's some divine up there or if who writes it is in here, your own heart. This works for everybody, for atheists, for agnostics. The decree isn't a judgment against you. It isn't a punishment. What is decreed is a recognition of humanity. It's a reminder to recognize that you are fragile and vulnerable and at the mercy of your physical reality. And this truth, as painful as it is to acknowledge, is profoundly liberating. We got sold a lie by our culture which tells us, don't worry, be happy. That you're somehow broken if you're not happy all the time. Somehow exceptional or different, and you should hurry to get that fixed. We can be self-sufficient, do it all, laugh a lot, never ask for help. I can bring home the bacon, fry it up in a pan. You remember that one? And we're supposed to lie. We're supposed to say, I'm okay. To smile in every picture, to refuse to ask for directions. We're supposed to make it all look good and effortless. We're supposed to be healthy. But when every day isn't happy or healthy or whole, we get embarrassed. We get afraid that somehow we're less than. Somebody says, how you doing? What do you say? Fine. I'm great. You could have a leg hanging off. I'm doing great. How about you? And they go, yeah, I'm awesome. We apologize for crying in public. We apologize for needing more time, being slower. And we wonder what we did wrong to end up there. Rosh Hashanah reminds us that's all a lie. The prayer says, listen, the human condition isn't laughing gas and giggles. It's fragile. That's what's normal. Tragedy is no surprise when it hits. The beautiful, wondrous surprise is how much good happens. You're normal. Today is a day to hug yourself and sing with joy because you have been human for another year. When something bad happened to you, it wasn't a punishment. There's no divine waiting to get you. You're not alone. You're surrounded by a sea of other fragile humans just as flawed. And though you may not always feel good sharing the downs, we're all in your shoes and you're in ours. Who will live? I will. Who will die? I will. Who will rejoice? I will. And who will cry? I will. Every one of us, I, together. So in Rosh Hashanah, after you feel the weight of the year drop away and all the good and all the bad and all the things that make you a living human, you can say, isn't it amazing? I've done it again. I'm still here. I'm still here. I've made it one more year. Go me. And then you process it. The final line of that prayer says, repentance, prayer, and righteousness avert a severe decree. So whether you're judging yourself or some God is judging you, or that's what you think, you can repent of anything you've screwed up this year. You can be sorry. There are people that find everything to be a calamity wrapped in a catastrophe. They are sure if they dropped their pencil, it landed in Ebola. If someone doesn't call them back, they're sure there was an accident involving a bus of refugee orphans, 3 protected species, and a nuclear bomb. Other people suffer terrible loss and real tragedy, but they spring up. We may not decide the conditions of our existence. We possess the freedom to interpret them, the freedom to change our response. So the first part is recognizing that freedom and using it. You decided. We're responsible for the kind of people we are. Responsibility and freedom are the meaning of being human. This is repentance. We celebrate the joy that even on our worst days, we interpreted our conditions and we chose our responses. The next thing you can do is prayer that connects us to the rest of creation. When I'm hurt, half the pain is feeling alone with whatever's hurting me. On Rosh Hashanah, I look back and I can't change what I did, but I can direct mental focus at my own frailty and in humility pray. I'm not dropping to my knees because I'm weak. I'm not begging or asking to be forgiveness. Prayer in this sense is just humbly approaching your own heart, approaching a god or a goddess, if that's what you believe in, whatever the ultimate is for you, and saying, I'm not worthless, I'm not unimportant, but I've made mistakes. I can't change the fundamental fact, but I'm not alone in this. We hold hands and we cry together. And the last piece is righteousness, do good. It boils down to that, do good. Tikkun ha'olam, repairing the world. For all your frailty, you can still do good. Save a starving kitten. Pick up that crayon somebody's going to slip on. It doesn't have to be big good. Start with bites of good. One can of food donated. One smile. When we lose touch, when everything's falling apart, you have the power of a God. You have the power to change the world. One bite of good at a time. And this is the power to look back at the worst days and see that you were not powerlessness. See how much joy your hands could make in the coming year. At the end of the Torah, the people come before Moses, who's now 120 and ready to die. They hear one last word, one last summation of everything he's had to say. And he says to them, I call on heaven and earth to witness this day. I've put before you life and death, blessing and curse. The last words he says to them are, choose life. It's that simple. Choose life. Choose joy. Choose creation. Never give up. Never believe yourself to be alone. Hold hands and never let go. And on this precious day, make a joyful noise. You've earned it. You deserve it. You're alive. You made it this far. Go you. Amen.
One more time. I have to thank YouTube. I watched 3 videos. We extinguish this chalice and allow our lives to burst into its flame. May your year be good and sweet. Shana Tova.
Shana Tova, may you be inscribed in the book of life for a good year. Peace, Ashe, and may it be so.